back to, what is this, episode 5?
It's feels
Something
like a
like
lifetime.
And yeah, thank you for tuning in. My name's Daniel Katzman, financial services professional here in Mission Viejo and Newport Beach. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Ian.
My name is Ian White, also financial services professional, on par with Danny here, and looking forward to a great show.
Bryn Parmenter with Parmenter Insurance Agency, property and casualty insurance.
And I'm Moustafa Elshaabini, Paradise Photography OC for Mission Viejo and Coro de Casa.
Awesome. We got a bunch of great events coming up in the city. Ian, do you want to kick us off with chamber events?
Yes, we've got a ribbon cutting and mixer coming up on February 29th. Angela Kung Acupuncture and Wellness Center.
That's going to be a blast. It's 5 to 7, right?
Yeah.
5 to 7 down at her location. You can go ahead and check out all the details on that chamber app, right?
Yeah, on the app right now, 27405 Puerto Real, Suite 210. We figured out that doing these ribbon cuttings with a mixer just makes it a lot more fun and increases attendance, so it should be a blast.
Absolutely. I plan on attending, and it should be super fun. Lots of city events coming up as well. We have Book Club in the Pub, Feb 28th. That'll be a blast. We have Vita Free Income Tax Service, Feb 29th. Seed Library Kickoff Presentation, March 1st. Can't believe we're already in March. Farmers Market and Crafts, March 2nd. Come pick up your veggies. Sensory Friendly Concert with the Pacific Symphony on March 2nd. And many more events. Go ahead and check out MV Life for all the upcoming events inside of the city. Get out there, network your business, and get after it. You know, the beginning of the year is over. It is now. We are, coming on to the second quarter, and we've talked about networking a few times, to say the least. So now we want to talk about kind of a little bit of the next step of things. Before we get into that, anyone want to talk about a rosebud or thorn of their week this week?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bud.
You got a bud?
Yeah, just switching
got
things
a bud,
up.
baby.
I'm kind of pretty much exclusively focused on commercial insurance in the past, so I'm gonna be handling a little bit more personalized and stuff now, just because of the state of the market, how it seems. I don't know if you guys check Facebook, where in a lot of those groups, everyone's looking for new stuff, and it's
300 comments.
Yeah, so the marketplace is just tough. A lot of people are just going through the state, and it requires a little bit more work, and have to be doing a little bit more there to kind of capture as much as we can this time where people are looking for new insurance, so I've got to take advantage of it where it is, so be doing a little bit more of that these days. Well,
I certainly am. I just got hit with the most ridiculous insurance quote ever. I was trying to lease a new car, and they hit me with a quote that was the same I was going to pay a month for the car, for a lease.
Was it a 2-door car?
No, it's a 4-door SUV mom car. Like, I don't want to be driving a mom car. They hit me with the same monthly price.
What's the car?
It was a Mazda CX-50, sorry. Mazda CX-50, all-wheel drive thing. You don't need the safest car in the world. Has all the bells, whistles, blah, 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 blah. Basically drives itself. And they hit me with the most ridiculous insurance possible. So that's a huge one.
You buy an expensive car, you pay for expensive
It's
insurance.
not even an expensive car. The car costs like $25,000, $30,000 new, off the lot. That's not a very, expensive vehicle, right?
You can do. Are you on your own policy?
Yeah, I checked all my I checked trying to put it under my mom's name. I tried putting it under my name. It was ridiculous. For under my mom, it was like $150 a month less, but it's still just.
Yeah, so that's what some of these younger professionals can be doing. If you're still with your folks, good relationship with your folks, staying on their policy and paying them your portion because of more than one driver, not just a single young man driver, it'll kind of average out those prices. So you can save a bit of money that way by just paying them.
What is the age cutoff on that?
I don't know the exact ages on the demographics. Usually, some of the worst, not the worst
No, I mean
drivers.
with the family, like being a part of your family. Like when
for
can you
auto
stop paying
insurance,
your mother's insurance?
you can stay on that. I mean, your
Mom, you're
That's
paying
fine.
it forever, baby.
Not saying that. You
did
pay
slow
her. You pay her. Just have to be listed on her policy just to get
course,
the
of course,
multi-policy.
That sounds
multi-drivers,
Also
things
sounds like
that.
insurance fraud to me, but
They just,
I'm
they
glad
want
you
us
don't have your
attached-
license.
yeah.
They want us dumb guys attached to women. They figure
Yeah.
we'll make as dumb decisions.
Do some
I
things.
guess.
They're right.
I
Married
guess.
men live longer because we tell our wives what stupid things we're gonna do, and they say absolutely not.
Yeah.
That works. That's a big bud though.
Mm-hmm.
Like picking
Yeah,
up all the personal
so-
lines right now.
Yeah, gonna be
Being
helping
the
out.
broker, how many are you associated with
Different carriers.
for auto?
Oh, for auto, the thing we have a good amount of auto, but Progressive's basically just about the only one writing in California right now for us. There's not that many carriers still writing in California, so they're waiting
Yeah.
for rate increases from the Department of Insurance. So we really write through a lot through Progressive right now, but I mean I know a lot of people go to Mercury, things like that, but you're seeing more and more carriers saying, no, we're not gonna write in California, so
Is V8 a big issue? I gotta know.
the engine size?
Yeah.
No?
Sweet. We're going used, boys.
Yeah.
We're
So-
going used. That's
Oh, and you did just have that accident too, didn't you?
I got hit. I
Yeah.
didn't do nothing. What are you
Yeah, but
talking
it
about?
doesn't matter to them if you get hit.
It's- well,
something-
you
They
make
were,
sure
they
it's-
were quoting me on a clean driving record.
Yeah, because gotta make sure that, because that was a not at fault accident, so
Yeah, and
making sure that's still on that policy is not at fault, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
They ran it as a clean quote, which is just, it came to me, I was absolutely shook. I'm just gonna go use, get that liability, baby.
Just get a bike.
yeah.
Write it out.
Go use,
Yeah, get that e-bike. I'll be out there with the kids doing wheelies on the 405. That'd be
Just-
cool.
Be careful on the state minimums at 1530, because that's not a lot for Mission Viejo.
No. You gotta do like 100 or 300.
100, 300 solid,
Yeah.
make sure the property, I think the state minimum is 5K on property damage, so that's, hit a Tesla, or a nice Tesla out here, some of the cars around here, it's
I
not
don't
gonna be
hit
enough.
anybody, okay?
Yeah.
A very good driver. Come on,
The
very
Tesla
safe
took
around the
no
driveway.
damage. It's made of steel.
Oh, the
No,
Cyber, they only rust, sorry, Elon.
They get beat up.
The Cybertrucks,
I don't wanna get sued by Tesla.
I've always
Mhm.
wondered why we have these $30,000 vehicles that break if you go over a speed bump too fast. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's absurd.
Five
Planned
cameras in the back
obsolescence.
now.
It's disgusting what's going on. For real. It is really just absolutely gross what's going on with new vehicles, in my opinion. Like, you're gonna build a crap product that you can't insure. Like new insurance companies, am I wrong? They don't like insuring 2023 and 2024 cars right now because they don't know how much it costs to break them.
Depending on the cars, though, the thing I've seen them saying we won't insure is Kias. And that there was a specific Kia brand that they were saying, no, we don't want to insure these. I think it was partly to do with flaws about people breaking into them and stealing them. But that has been a major one. I think they kind of just look out for trends and things like that. I know.
Yeah.
I don't think there was issues, but I know there was a big trend on Priuses stealing their catalytic converters. It was
So they were
specifically
Yeah.
easy, so yeah, that was one.
personal
I
problem.
think.
I had multiple friends. I
was about to say, Hope they wouldn't be going into Kodo to get them too, but
God.
no.
Best place for it.
Yeah, right. You know that. Yeah, at least you know they can replace them.
Anybody else got buds they want to talk about?
Just had a lot of cancellations recently because of people getting sick.
Yeah. So a little bit of a thorn in your side.
That's normal.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
that
but that
also
turns into a bud next week. You know, that's your call list.
Yeah.
You know?
goes into our first part on the sales process, handling rejection and what to do from there.
Yeah, I guess that's the next part. I don't know. Can we talk about buds? It's kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Rome on Thursday.
That's exciting.
That's a rose. That's a
Yeah,
beautiful
that
rose. Hell yeah.
Well,
With your sister,
it's
right?
not today, right? So it's to look forward to.
Yeah.
I was going with my sister. Turns out she's got clinical anxiety that I didn't realize. So
Okay.
she's been throwing up every day about
wow.
leaving the country.
Whoa.
So she had to cancel, which is fine,
Mhm.
because it means now I can study in Rome.
Exciting. Exactly. how you
So
spend
I'm
your
spending at
vacation.
least 3 hours a day in Rome, on my balcony just studying, or from the cafe.
Mhm.
That'll be sweet.
Yeah, but I'll be there and I'll be alone, peace and quiet.
I'll come with you.
Love
What are you
the
talking
kids,
about?
love the wife, but
Look how excited he sounds. You
Yeah, no.
can't rain on that
it's
parade.
gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, married men with kids having a week off. It's,
No,
it's a
take the
dream.
wife. I'll watch the kids.
I mean, for the traditional relationship, like the guy leaving is like, yeah, of course he's leaving. He's never there in the first place.
Mhm.
But I'm a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly we're there 60% more than our dads were. I would say I'm there 160% more because I work from home a lot. And my kid's still, like, I was leaving a meeting today, he's like, oh, you have to work again? You have no idea, kid.
Do you want to eat, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like some people don't get home until their kids are in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not a choice, right? So I'm blessed
Throwing the commutes
to
too.
have the life I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rome is the positive,
Nice.
definitely.
That's awesome. That's really rad. That's gonna be fun. Are you doing anything special out there, or are you just gonna hang out?
You said you're studying. That's what's special.
Well, I know, but you might have like a cathedral.
Yeah, I
appointment
mean,
or
there's
something.
going to be a couple of tours and
Yeah.
some good hikes out there.
Sweet.
Make it into Vatican or?
Maybe, I don't know. If that's the one you had to sign up for really far in advance, then no.
It takes a long time and it takes
Yeah.
a while and yeah.
I mean, there's so many buildings and architecture to look at that I don't care if I miss it. I'll see
Yeah.
it from a distance.
Yeah, there you go. You won't get the passport stamp going into the different country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh well.
I didn't think about that. That's actually, oh shoot, that actually hurts.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to look
It counts
at
as a separate country.
I am a
believe, so-
collector.
Are you? Yeah. Then
I mean, this will be number one.
okay.
I just got
Gotta
my
start
passport
somewhere.
for this trip. Yeah.
Nice. First time out of the country then?
I mean, I've been to Canada a lot of times, but who hasn't?
Yeah.
I've been once. But
Yeah, sorry, Canada, it's too cold. I
Yeah.
don't care if I ever go back.
I think a lot of even them would agree with you there.
Yeah.
So especially coming from the Southern Californians, what we get a little rain today. I'm like, oh, it's cold out. How
Yeah.
dreadful.
We're spoiled.
Yeah.
it's gotta be 72. It's sunny. Otherwise, I'm moving.
That's why I moved here.
Exactly. That's why we're all here. Let's move in to the
Yeah.
next part, the rejection. How do you guys handle rejection, especially at the beginning of your career?
Moose want to go in from what you've been kind of, even it's not
I
entirely
hated
but-
rejection in the beginning. I hated it.
Mhm.
I was very bad at it. I would get angry. But you grow, you learn. I learned that a lot of these, things that I get rejected for that I just need to work on, made me work on myself more. And now, I mean, I don't only get rejected, I actually get a lot of phone calls like, I'm looking for you. But, I mean, if I would get rejected now, I would not take it personally. I would think of it as a blessing. A lot of the time when you have somebody that's rejected, it's for a big reason, and most of the time they become a problem later. So
Yeah.
I don't like problem clients, and try to keep it simple and moving and try to make people happy.
Yeah. You end up saving a lot of time though with the problem ones, always it just snowballs and there's always
Yeah.
one more thing.
Yeah, had a lot of those in the beginning, and
Yeah.
you learn with with each client,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it is just, I would say, taking rejection as a lesson.
Mhm.
If they rejected you for something, ask.
Yeah.
You mind letting me know why you're not picking me and picking this other photographer or
Mhm.
videographer or whatever. And a lot of the time, most clients are pretty cool, and they'll tell you, oh, I like his work better, I like his style better, something. And
Yeah.
it makes you learn, okay, I need to work on this, I need to grow into this a little bit more. So take it as a lesson, not as, punch in the gut.
Yeah, definitely.
In the beginning, it felt like that,
Mhm.
a little bit of a wake-up call, but you
Mhm.
learn from it.
Nice. You guys?
Who's next?
Yeah, I mean, rejection sucks. For me and Danny, I think there's two different types of rejection. There's no, I don't want to work with you, and no, I don't want to work with you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the second one is a lot harder.
I am dreading that coming, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've done it to so many other people.
Yeah.
Like I've sent in so many agent change forms that
Right.
it's like, and it's just because I'm out there, right, and I'm
Yeah,
doing
you
my
don't
job.
hear about it.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like, but it's gonna come back and haunt me in my later parts of my career. I know that. Like, people are gonna be gunning for my clients, but I hold such a rapport with every single one of my clients. It's never gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
Fingers
It,
crossed.
yeah, it never
right?
happens until it does. In our business, we just get a wire that says, oh, these clients are gone.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Like, I'm not telling people who are leaving to call me. I get it, and it's a lot
You don't want a
easier to
breakup
just
phone
move
call?
on. No. Like you shouldn't have to deal with that when you've already decided that you want to work with somebody new. And I feel like people have a hard time giving you their real reason anyway, and so I'm not going to get the honest opinion.
Yeah.
But what's helped me a lot is realizing that one of two things has happened. They're either right to leave me, in which case I need to do some growing, or maybe it's just because of something that's out of my control, like they want something I don't even offer and I don't want to offer, like certain aggressive investments. That's fine. Like if you want to do that, you should leave so that you can. Or the second thing is they're wrong, in which case, how can you be mad about that? Yeah. Like I had a client, he told me why he was leaving, and I tried to explain to him why he was wrong. Which, when most people say that, I would say, okay, sure. But he said it's because he measured his 401k versus his IRA here, and his 401k is growing a lot faster. Well, I know what his 401k investments were, and they were significantly down from mine. He was contributing to the 401k though. And so the account balance kept going up.
Yeah.
But when I told him that, he said, "You're lying." I said, "Okay, go ahead."
Right. Sometimes cut your losses and you'll save the time there.
Right. So either they're right to leave you or not hire you, and you just have to get better, which is why I'm getting my CFP license, because some people ask, "Are you CFP?"
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, I have this other person I know who is, so I'm going to go with them. Fine. Or they're wrong and you can't fix it.
Yeah.
100%. I have not faced the flat out rejection nor the steal yet. Mine's like the phone just stops kind of answering, which is like, it's my process. I put people in paralysis by analysis. I word vomit on people sometimes, and it's like, then you lose them, right? They're like, I need to think about it. I gotta talk to my wife, the third wife, second wife. You know what I mean? How many wives you gotta talk to? Like, you see her every night, you know? Like, I think that's my issue. Like, that's my rejection. I haven't had I don't want to work with you, Danny.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I don't want, like, which I would definitely take personally. It would crush me.
It's
like
hard
a rock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to deal with that eventually. But, like, that's why I'm in this industry, is because every day you got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to, like, be like, am I doing it all? You know? And it's, as long as you can sleep at night, it's working out. So, but that rejection is it doesn't come to a close. You know what I mean? Whatever, that's what I want to talk about today. It's the sales process. You network, which we talked about 11,000 times, and then you meet with these people, then you do what, then you do what, then you do what. It all looks a little bit different to each and every single one of us. Well, besides, us, we look pretty similar, right? But my company versus your company is going to have, a slightly different training approach to their agents.
Different SOPs.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I haven't dealt with it really. I'm so new. Like I'm a little baby. I'm just coming on 3 years here in a bit, and it's nice. I just get to wake up like an optimist every day. It's gonna be golden cherries, but.
And I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys, where it's either like at the start of the relationship, if it's gonna happen, or when you're working with someone. I think it's a little bit more when you're working with someone, having policies renew every year. I mean, it's more common that there's going to be competition coming in. They're like, all right, well, I can know my renewal's coming up. I'll just talk to someone else too. And so I haven't had too much of losing stuff because of that, but it kind of keeps you on your toes. Like, all right, renewal's coming up. You can automatically renew with certain policies and just kind of leave it and let it go, but then that leaves you open for someone coming in. So I think some of the tough parts is, though, competing against, being on that opposite competing against the incumbent agent, saying, all right, trying to win that business on the renewal. Those can be kind of tough, working a couple months ahead of time and then just getting it snatched out from underneath you. You think you're on track, and then you find out the week before, like, oh, they cut their price down a little bit more. don't know what they did exactly, and trying to talk to the person if you still have that good relationship to hear about, like, if you can even see a copy of that quote, and kind of just trying to see what that other person had done to beat you out in that competition. If it was, I mean, some people eat into their own commission they buy the deal basically, lose a bit of commission just to get anything out of it.
To hopefully make it up on the next renewal.
And we've done that too.
Yeah.
Try to bite the bullet there. You can do some pricing adjustments and things like that. So try to make sure you don't outprice yourself out of it, but then you start doing too many pricing adjustments with your carriers, and they're saying, hey, you said this is the same company, and they immediately had a claim situation, but we're really giving them preferred pricing because you didn't. So it's a little juggling act there.
Yeah.
And so it's tough though, losing existing clients, be it a lot of times you hear it's relationship based. Someone said, hey, we love working with you, but like so-and-so's cousin's brother's wife is getting into this, they're new, oh, they're really good and specialized in this, something along those lines. There's always going to be something like that too. And
I've been that cousin a few times.
Yeah, and you can't take those personally as much as it sucks. And so I think it's, especially in like our fields, not resting on your laurels, kind of continue to make sure you have the pipeline full. So
keep growing.
Yeah, so if things fall apart on you, like, all right, well, all my eggs weren't in one basket here. Even if it was, you planned ahead for it, you're like, I'm gonna have this great year because of this one client's gonna hit. Those are usually the ones that are hardest to land, so.
And they haven't landed yet.
Yeah, but they will. You gotta keep taking shots.
Oh, I'm swinging like a gorilla, dude.
You miss every shot you don't take, so.
I'm swinging, baby. I'm swinging.
Yeah, you get one of those and kind of grow it over the years and keep them. And
oh yeah, you can't even like count it. You know what I mean? When you get,
Exactly.
I've gotten a few. That's why I'm still here. But it's like you get them, and the second you count it on the book, something happens in the brain where that cold call is less important. You know, that next outreach is less important, and like the mind's. I think about what you said. It's like every month it resets. And my dad's always preached that. It's like, you know, it's a squirrel finding his nut every month. You know, you gotta make that nut every single month. You gotta cover rent. You gotta blah 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 blah. And
I had a guy I talked with on the phone today that he's a franchise owner. The franchise kind of sends him a preferred agent to go to, but he called me up today. Email at 4:30. Kind of basically had a day off, but still talked to him on the phone about what was going on. And then says, hey, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you. This process has been a pain because the preferred guy they sent me still hasn't got me anything. Well, you sent me the quote within a day. I texted you, you're updating the quote and resending it to me the same day. It's like, I don't want to deal with doing all this again. So it's like, all right, sometimes you get those ones that kind of just come up for you when you're doing everything right, even though it's hard to be like, oh man, I did everything right on this one and it fell through. Almost like there's nothing you could do, but staying consistent on them, and then you'll...
Yeah, the layup's around the corner.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Because sometimes you bang. You know, I need this, I need this, and I need this. And
all right.
Yes, sir. Yes. What's your social? You know, like, I'll get that done right away. What's the banking? Yeah. And it's.
I just go back to poker. I will watch some like professionals play, and they're not playing the hand. They're playing the average of all of those possible hands. It's like, so even if they lose, they had a 90% chance of winning. They lost. Yeah. They're not upset about it, except for Helmut. He's always mad. They're not mad because they're like, I will win over time if I do this exact same thing with this hand every single time. Yeah. And so do the right thing over and over and over again. The hardest thing, especially when you're new, is to separate the emotional agony of losing that prospective client and not making your month or whatever it is. Like, that might be urgent. That might be your job.
Yeah.
You got to separate that from doing the right thing, following the right process. Because if I need this person early in the day, earlier in the years, need this person to come through for me, they can never know that because that's a conflict of interest. I cannot pressure them to do things more quickly. You just have to separate it. And then they go home, they're like, oh, I'm going to think about it some more. And I'm like, yeah, that sucks for me. But it's the right decision for them.
That makes you so much sharper in the next meeting because you miss something and it drives you bonkers.
Yeah.
At least for me. Like, I'm like, when I get I got to talk to my wife. I'm not sleeping very good that night. You know, I'm up, I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I'm rethinking that whole meeting, going back and forth, back and forth. What did I say? What did I miss? And I miss every time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you missed a rebuttal you should have done, you missed a, you could have said something simpler, or you could have said something, here and there, and it's...
The nice thing about all of this conversation is that as a vet in the industry, almost all that goes away. Because it's not rejection anymore, it's I know for a fact I know what I'm doing, and I would benefit you if you need my services. And if you don't, I'm not asking. I'm not asking for the business that I know you don't have. So if I'm talking to somebody, they absolutely need me. And if they don't choose to work with me, that hurts them a lot more than it hurts me. And I've got other people to talk to. Right? So I can't be wasting my time on 6, 7, 8, 9 calls and you don't answer. You're like, oh, I'll get back to him next time. Like, I've got people that want me to call them right now. So your priorities shift. People want to work with you. You find the people that want to help themselves. And almost all that rejection, at least the emotional stuff, goes away.
Have you guys ever, because I know I do it, kind of just stepped away for a little bit? Like, you had that loss where you're like, man, I was really focused on this one, kind of step out of the office for 30 minutes, an hour, kind of refocus. I usually use the gym, and then come back to like, all right, I can really focus on the next and the rest of my day without dwelling on this or overthink, because it's like I will think about it at night, but when I'm trying to work with the next one, I don't want my mind thinking on that last one and then getting distracted. Kind of need something to separate to get on with my day almost sometimes.
Oh yeah, if I can, I'll take the day off. It's just it's a pain in my heart. It sucks. Got to get out, refresh myself. I'll go hiking.
Yeah.
And then get back to it in the morning.
Yeah, kind of get back and centered.
I haven't had a second to breathe, so I just keep running, keep my
Yeah.
head down, just take it right on the chin, and I'm bleeding, and I run into the next meeting, and it is what it is. But it's it definitely impacts your day to a certain extent, but you can't. You know what I mean? That's what you learn. You learn the disciplines. You learn the ability
I'm
to
at
just
that
run through.
point because as you get older, you learn that the more focused on what you're doing, because a lot of time you're gonna get those calls. Oh, we gotta get cancellation all that. If I'm gonna sit there and
Pout,
yeah,
take the day
pout
off.
about
I can't do it, man.
No, but you're not
I
gonna
wish.
get work done. You're not gonna finish the editing that you need to do or whatever project you're working on. So a lot of time you have to learn how to, no matter what is going on, stay focused on the task at hand and get it done.
Yeah.
Because if you let your emotions run you, it usually ends up hurting you in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's the 7 p.m. meeting. I can't be like, I'm going to take an hour, It's
Yeah.
like, in an hour, I have a meeting. Like, we got to prep. What's going on? I'm talking
Yeah.
to my team. I'm like, who's this person? Where are they from? It's like, this person's from Nevada. This person's from Arizona. This person's just like, how do we even meet these people? But
Don't let your emotions run your activity.
Yeah.
Right. And then also to yours, I think a lot of newer people out there do need to know that if you're new, you might not have the ability to take the day off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or take some time, take an hour. Like, you don't have an hour. You don't have 5 minutes. You're behind. And so you do have to suck it up, work the extra hours while you're feeling bad in the beginning, because it'll give you the breathing room later. Like, do I really need the hour now? Or do I need the time when I have a wife and kids to
that
spend
I
time
can't go
with
home
them?
and yell at.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I worked my butt off in the beginning, so many extra hours. It was harmful to my health and my mental health. But in the long run, I think it was positive. So it's one of those things that, like, if you don't know why you're hurting yourself, you're just hurting yourself. But if there's a point and it's to help you, your health and mental health more in the long run, then do it for short periods of time, and then try to find those breaks. But yeah, sometimes you can't stop.
Yeah.
As iron sharpens iron, person sharpens a person. Proverbs 27:7 or something like that. It's true. Like, you need to know what in the world you're getting pounded against the iron for. It's a painful process. That iron's screaming. It literally screams when you hit it when it's hot, and it's like, So you gotta know what you're going through all this pain for. So after going through all the pain and networking aside, what are some other ways that you guys are generating leads. You know, some maybe less painful ways. Social media is a great tool. You know, we got to be careful for industry compliance reasons what social medias we're using, you know, what content we're putting out there. But ultimately, it's a huge part of my practice up until LinkedIn shut down my account. LinkedIn, I'm coming after you.
What are you posting, man?
Nothing. I was just, you know, I was adding 100 people a week, and they were a little upset about that because apparently that's against their guidelines. I was just adding LSU alumni because I'm an LSU alum, trying to expand my network. I don't see any problem with that. I'll pay you, LinkedIn. Please let me back on, whatever it takes. Because it was starting to work. No, I'm emailing them once a month, you know, and nothing's really happening. But we're gonna get my compliance team on it and see what I can do. But what are you guys doing, like social media wise, or like how are you guys generating leads outside of networking?
It depends on the business too. Certain things cater better to social media, be it Facebook, be it LinkedIn, Instagram.
Yeah.
I know ours specifically, we have some stuff on Instagram, but it's not, I don't think people are going to Instagram for insurance stuff. Otherwise, they go to Facebook for their groups, their local neighborhood groups and things like that. But that's more on one side of the personal line side of the business. Not many business owners are doing that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of seeing where the streams are coming in. More our website is for business owners.
Working with the Google metrics team and stuff.
Oh, I hate Google. Sorry, Google, but
Don't say that.
I'm saying it.
Shut down on so many.
I'm doubling down on it.
Coming after us.
Somehow we're canceled. We have got 24
man, have you guys
viewers.
tried to claim a business page on Google? Oh, and how fun was that
still
experience?
going through it.
Yep, that's okay. So it's not just me, but no, keeping that stuff up there because it does. Google is a great tool that lets you get people to come and see you, but trying to make sure it's accurate, making sure you can be capturing those people when they actually are going through it. So the website, making your website easy in usability, using like search engine optimization, making sure. So it's something I learned talking with a website developer with your photos and things on websites, having them under like alt tags. So that image is tagged as business insurance. So if someone went search business insurance and took in the images, that image is popping up in those image search.
Links it back to your website.
Links back to your website, which will then puts it on their main search page too. So doing that kind of
That's
thing.
the insurance pages I'm getting drawn to.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah, so doing that kind of stuff to make sure the website is actually, it's great to have a website, but if no one's looking at it, what's the point?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're just paying Google.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain. What about you?
It's part of my business actually to help people use social media.
So if you're looking for anybody,
I'm huge on pushing people to using their social media more. Also depends on your business, you know. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, Facebook, Mission Viejo Connection, stuff like that. There's always people recommending, you know, we finding jobs, people looking for a photographer, or last minute. I had so many people last minute, I need a photographer tomorrow. I have an event and, you know, they
all
need
of a
it.
sudden you're in Pasadena.
Exactly. So,
I've been there.
yep. And yeah, it's a huge tool that's a lot of people are not using enough. A lot of it, I mean, even for insurance company, a lot of people get attention by, you know, posting, which I've seen a couple that your mom put on there that are hilarious.
We do try. We do still try.
So yeah, it draws your attention to their business. So a lot of it's how you use it and how, you know, you make it work for you. So, and it does connect you with a lot of other businesses. It does connect you with a lot of other people. A lot of people in your own field. I got connected with a lot of photographers, videographers up in LA. You know, they see my page, see my work. Oh, I want to check out, you know, some of your work and, you know, see if we can work together. So using it to your advantage is huge, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always pushing people to work on it, and people hate social media. A lot of the older people, they hate social media and they don't want to deal with it. They rather pay somebody to handle it, you know.
Sounds like a very profitable business model. I don't know.
Well, I was around when you started, and social media and networking, I mean, you just completely blew up. and had no time to do anything.
Yeah.
Like if there were 4 of you, you'd probably still be full.
That's the thing. I had to start working with other photographers and videographers because everybody's trying to be on YouTube now. Everybody is trying to be on, Twitter, and everybody's trying to use the platforms to their advantage, depending on what they do, of course. But it really blew up. I mean, the amount of churches I actually got approached to for doing YouTube videos, which I didn't think of in the beginning. But a lot of them, they need, video for their YouTube page. So,
Someone has the budget too.
yep.
They always pass the basket on my grandma twice. They definitely have the budget at my church. It's insane. I literally have to tell my grandma, no! This is the second time it's coming around. It's nuts.
I mean, I'm not cheap, so you can see that they
She's
do
not cheap
definitely,
either. You should see what she's tossing in her pocket. It's nuts. What my inheritance will be.
Right, so now we got 3 industries after us. We got auto insurance, we wrapped churches.
Oh, nothing.
Forget what the second one
It
was.
was Google.
Google, yeah.
At Google, for instance, a lot of my phone calls, my lead phone calls, come from Google. Because people go on there, they look at Kodo, they look at the highest rated, stars on, and which that's a lot of businesses don't use that to their advantage.
Google reviews.
Get a good review. If you can get something from your client, get a good review, because it does go a long way. When people open and they see, 50, 60 good reviews about you, they're like, okay, this is the guy I want to work with.
If I don't know somebody who does what I need, that is the number one thing that gets me. It's like if they have a high Google rating, then it's a done deal.
Yeah.
But then they have to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, I'm moving on to number 2.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's the thing, my phone, if it ever rings, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm going to pick it up. Even if I have to tell them, I'm going to call you back.
Someone call.
Yeah, same.
Test it.
Some of my clients
You
will actually get
you
nervous.
have to be available for your clients.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that will turn away from your business really quick.
Oh.
If you're not there for them when they need you. So
I don't know if it's just our society now or if it's always been like this, but yeah, I decide I need something now because I needed it 2 weeks from now. I just,
Want it now.
yeah.
I forgot. Now I need it now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you don't answer the phone, I need it now, so I got to call the next person. So I'll have clients call and then be like, sorry, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to take up your time. I know you're home. It's like, yeah, I know, but if I just answer your question, it'll take 2 minutes, and you won't have to be anxious about it all night.
We won't have to play phone tag. I call you back with a response going back
Exactly.
and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, all of this goes back to what we were talking about earlier when it comes to rejection. I use my rejections in the beginning to understand what I'm doing wrong, what I need to work on. And a lot of it, when it comes to sales, when it comes to network and business, all of that, a lot of it is genuine communication, making the other person feel comfortable. You know what you're doing, you know your product, you're gonna be able to help them. Because in the end of it, they're looking for help. They're looking for somebody to help them and take care of them, and that's what you gotta be in the end. You gotta be their savior. So.
100%. 100%. You gotta just stand tall. Be there. We kind of got a little off track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, for leads, how about you guys? Because I know your compliance is a little different for what you can post exactly and do.
You ever use any lead services?
No, because a lot of them are just illegal.
Most
Like,
of them.
The
All the
leads,
LinkedIn
yeah.
ones, LinkedIn says you cannot use the lead service, but the lead service
LinkedIn,
is
I
like,
was not using one. By the way.
but the lead service will say, oh, no, we worked our way around
And we
it.
got the leads industry
Yeah,
after us
no.
too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're getting after
I
everyone.
mean, the
today.
leads industry, everyone knows that's a scam anyway.
For real, I made 2 guys cry. 2 adult men cry.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not good. Like, I could cold call for free. Why do I need your list? I'm not going to cold call anyway. But the same with random marketing. If you don't have a purpose, you're throwing your money away. Marketing isn't bad, but if you're just randomly as a business owner going to say, oh, I'm going to spend $2,000 in this magazine that somebody called me about. Like, no, you have to have a specific reason and a way to track what's happening.
tracking where your leads are from
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, nobody
Capturing
tracks
those
anything.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Well, I think so many management systems have it. It's just that extra step when you've already talked to the person, written your notes, organized part of the stuff in your management system. It's that one extra thing you're going for. Oh, where did I capture this from? I think
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it myself, being like just missing that one part of it, going a little deeper, because so many of these things have tools for us to be tracking that.
Yeah.
It's just that one other step of keeping things organized so you don't have to worry about it later. Because I like personally, I'm like, oh, I know where I got this one from, but then 4 or 5 years down the road, you're like, well, what has been my best source of getting things through? I can count them out and write them out, but then that's myself, especially when you have more people in your business. Certain sides, you can start to see what we were talking about earlier. Certain sides, all right, we got this percentage from Facebook, this one from LinkedIn, and things like that. Saying, okay, if I want to market in a better way, where should I be marketing that works?
Yeah, so I actually do this. Most of our systems, our CRM systems, are too complicated. So I use Excel. And I have a 12-page Excel business plan. And each sheet is something different. And one of them is every single year that I've been in business since I started tracking it. I think it's been like 5 years that I've actually been tracking it. Every single new client I got and where I got them from.
Okay.
And so I know for a long time networking was 20% of my business, which is insane because as financial advisors, we keep our clients.
Yeah.
So it's not just 20% that year, but then they're in my business forever because we're working together.
Yeah.
Current client referrals, that's another huge one. And then other professionals that isn't necessarily networking, but for us, it's CPAs is the big one. So I might cold call CPAs and figure out, hey, are you working with somebody? Do you have somebody you can trust? I don't do a lot of that because I just hate talking to people in the sales mindset. You know, just calling them up randomly. It works very well. Like other Edward Jones advisors, they built their entire business around just getting good CPAs. I couldn't handle it emotionally, and so I didn't do it because other things were working.
Yeah.
And then door knocking was huge for me in the first 2 years. I will never knock on another door again in my entire life. It was the worst period of my working life.
You hear that? If you don't have a doorbell, he's not coming in, baby.
But it was very successful.
Yeah.
Every 10 minutes, I was connecting with someone who didn't seem like they wanted to talk in the moment, but were open to giving me their contact information. And eventually we had a good conversation once they looked me up and realized it wasn't a scam.
Yeah.
Right? So it works, it's just hard, and 90% of the time 99% it's rejection.
Yeah.
Like, to talk about like, oh, I got this lukewarm referral and then they eventually said no. No, you're going to knock on 200 doors today and 200 of them are going to say no. But then some of them will change their minds later.
Yeah.
Like, but all you need is one person a month to a good person to say, okay, yeah, I think I might want to work with you. And that's all you need.
It's just getting started.
Right. But you got to have 3 sources minimum to pull from usually, so that you're not putting too much effort. You know, you're not on LinkedIn for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You're not door knocking for 8 hours a day or networking, but you got those 3 things going, and they're all gonna have different lanes. You know, slow, fast, medium. Maybe 2 of them are slow, so you got to have one that's fast. That's, you know, but that way you're not gonna get burnt out in one thing.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of doing the same thing over and over. That's when, especially those, if it's just not working, you're having those rejections, you're like, it's so easy, like, this just isn't working. But if you have it separated and then you come back and you do get that win, it's like, okay, kind of just diversification. So you're not,
Right.
no eggs, not all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, this in the last year, we're talking to a newer financial advisor who I almost can't even bring myself to say this because it hurts. Knocked on someone's door because they were in his neighborhood where he lived, and he heard from us that you're supposed to door knock, and they built a relationship. It started going well. A $20 million account like that takes years to build a $20 million business, and he got it in a couple months.
Just one door
It
away.
was so hard to hear, but I'm proud and envious, and
Of course.
like good for you, but also
Wear my shoes
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a knocking.
Yeah. Hey, get back to the
Right.
door knocking isn't too bad. But no, those things, they're small, but they're there. They really are. And so it's just about finding them and mix of luck and hard work.
100%. You build these rapport and you build like a genuine connection with people. It really, it's referrals, and it's networking. It's being involved in the Mission Viejo Activities Committee, Chamber, but this is networking aside. It says in big bold letters, Jamie was nice and printed something out for us. I'm just kidding. We should start calling him Nick.
It's only
You're the
you.
only person who does that.
Yeah, sorry. It's Nick Quinlan with Quick Media. He's a phenomenal producer. I make jokes. My bad. Moving into like the next step.
Before you do that, I just want to note something I heard. Every single one of us said that, oh, we did this and this and this, but then eventually it's mostly just referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how your business is going to go eventually. Yeah. If you're new right now, it's not going to be this hard forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot easier because you're just going to be referred by the people who love you.
Right, and then there's part of that history too. You mentioned the reviews too. You start seeing it's like, oh, this guy had reviews from 2 years ago. It's not someone like, oh, you're in this industry for 2 months. It's rough, but that does go against you. Some people, and so having that history in the network and doing that stuff, it comes around eventually.
Yeah, somebody that they trust referred you to them.
Yep.
It stands. It makes you. Who cares if you're a CFP? Who cares if you're this? You know what I mean? You got referred by that person's best friend.
Right.
Mhm.
You're walking in that door 10,000 times better off, and it makes you, to circle back to even the beginning part of what we were talking about, makes you work so much harder with that client in the first place.
Mhm.
It makes you build that relationship even harder because you're at the close, you're asking for that referral.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I just did all this fantastic planning for you. You know what I mean? You can see this. I've set you guys up, right? Like with everything that you've asked for. Who do you know that also needs something like this? Oh, everybody I know, and that's what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so much better to me now than a close.
And you mentioned something really smart. Nobody asks for referrals. They've done studies, the nebulous they, on business owners.
Yeah, where's that
Who
.com?
I ask my business owner clients, do you ask your best clients for referrals? And almost everyone says no. Why not? They love you. They want to help your business, but we're so afraid. And then we do, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were taking on new business. Right? I was afraid to give you somebody because I thought you were full.
Yeah.
And like I do work with some CPAs that they are full.
Mhm.
They don't want new business.
Yeah.
But
People will be open with you though about that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I'm not taking on new clients. Like you said that. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I'm not trying to get any bigger. He is getting bigger, folks. Don't worry. But it's like he's still onboarding clients. You just got to make some cheddar.
mindset, all about mindset.
Amen though. Amen to you, I say, sir. It's huge. Like you have to ask for the referral. Why wouldn't you? Like I don't understand how you couldn't ask for a referral.
I can't speak for other generations. I think millennials specifically have a big problem with self-worth and self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
We're latchkey kids. We're left at home. We're told if we talk to anybody, we're going to get murdered. Like, our
went
parents
knock on
did their
doors.
best.
Yeah.
Well,
Beast.
that I built my confidence
It
so
shows the
much.
charisma. This guy's got character, guys.
I'm an introvert, right? If I can talk to people, if I show any confidence, it's because I built it and earned it over time. But most people don't value themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you started talking crap about their friend, they'd stand up. But they wouldn't say that if you talk to them like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to have your own back.
Yeah.
Because sometimes nobody else will.
And you deserve it. You're a great dude. I was saying that before the podcast started. This dude's
Saying
helping me out
about
a lot.
yourself.
No, and you do have to have self-worth, but it's like for me, it's like proof in the pudding. Like, look at my work. You know what I mean? Like even Ian can look at this and be like, wow, he did a good job.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna stand on everything I do. 10 toes down, baby. It looks good to me. That's what that's what makes me want to ask for a referral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels good to get the referral over the close.
I get referrals from people that don't even work with me. Because they're like, oh yeah, you're not the right fit because I need to do this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know somebody who does need your help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that feels good too.
Yeah.
I feel like I have,
Yeah, I forgive
I have
you.
I have a lower close on those, so for real. Like it's if I get a referral from like somebody, I ask sometimes for a referral too early. I guess that's my problem. Like maybe even after the approach, like if I have a great approach with somebody, I'm like, hey, who else do you know? They could sit down and talk. And when I get those, I feel like the close ends up falling down, and so does the referral.
Yeah.
But
You're looking downfield before you catch the pass.
oh my god, in pool, it's always like you're planning out your second shot. My pop's always like, make the first ball. Okay,
Yeah.
kid. You know what I mean? You can plan your second shot all you want, but you don't make the first ball, you're not making them in. So, are you guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Let's do it.
The
Yeah.
value of in-person versus Zoom. What is the importance to you guys in your industry? Do you find it a big deal?
It's
The difference?
huge for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard taking a picture of somebody over Zoom.
No,
It's
again,
like, stay still, I'm
for
taking
me.
screenshots.
you want to get to know the person who you're dealing with. You want to know how to portray him. It's huge to have that one-on-one, and actually, it's different than when you're on a Zoom meeting. You get to know him a little bit better, energy exchange.
Mhm.
You actually, actually going back to referral. In the beginning, I had a one-on-one with an amazing photographer, and she ended up recommending so many people to me that it ended up helping me in so many ways that I connected with Gigi's Playhouse for Down syndrome, an amazing charity that we work with, and one of our pictures ended up being in New York. That was a referral.
The Times Square picture?
Yes.
Whoa! That's
So
crazy.
again, a lot of it's connecting with people. It's letting people see how passionate you are about what you do, even with somebody that's considered my competition. But it drove other people to come to me. So a lot of it's huge when it's one-on-one. I feel a lot of my one-on-ones end up becoming, long-term because they see how passionate I am about my work, and you get to actually spend the time and connect with these people. So
100%.
it's not just business, it becomes more, of a connection.
110%. What about you?
It depends on what I'm trying to do in that situation.
Yeah.
If it is a client type thing, find a lot of people, especially with their businesses, they just don't have time to meet in person. They don't want to. Insurance, I want it explained to me. I want you there when you call.
And I hate that I have to write the
but-
bill for it.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to be. I don't really have time for you to come down and slow business operations down.
Yeah.
When I'm already working with someone, I always offer, hey, well, I'm happy to come down in person, and almost always it's Zoom. I'd rather do a Zoom call. We'll talk over the phone because it's a lot of analytical stuff, and then just going over a quote. It's easy to do that over a computer. If it is someone that I'm not directly trying to sell to, it is a networking type thing. It's
Yeah.
someone that has, we're going to refer back and forth. I always want to do in person, just because it's, if I'm to be referring
It's the
someone
energy
else,
exchange.
I want to look someone in their eyes and kind of talk to them, and over the computer, it's not, I don't know, there is that energy exchange. It's something
You don't even know if that person's wearing pants.
you can get a feel for someone,
You
at
know.
least,
They're not.
yeah.
You know the vibe. At this
Yeah.
point, we're all Zoom experienced. We can tell if you're wearing pants.
Yeah, but it's wanting to, yeah. When I refer someone, I want to actually have met them. Zoom is talking to someone,
Mm-hmm.
but it's putting a name to the face, and that's the big one for me. When if I take referring people out pretty seriously, and
100%.
it's like I don't want to. And usually in that meeting, you can kind of tell. Everyone's had that networking thing where how can we help each other's businesses grow, and then you realize 15 minutes in you're getting pitched, and you're like,
Right.
huh.
Or this
is-
person doesn't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and so you're like, okay, this is not the way to move on that one. So Yeah, and I love meeting with clients in person. It's great, and it depends on the industry as well sometimes too. But yeah, so I mix both though. So I think both have come into huge because we actually don't really even have a walk-in office anymore either. So have to be doing quite a bit over the phones and Zoom. So what about you guys?
What is it like for you? Because you were there before Zoom. I came in when Zoom was the thing.
I love Zoom, but not for new people and not for people I want to partner with for like referral. And I actually require that I meet in person with my clients once a year. So we'll do a Zoom meeting. I love it. It's easy, convenient, but I need to see you in person once a year to get that energy exchange.
You flying? You're out of state.
I don't know. Those people are exempt.
Okay. I was about to say, like, what are you doing?
I'm not
with
flying
those?
out to Arkansas.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I will, but no. I really really like the in-person meetings for the first 3 to 4 meetings with somebody, because the first one they think I'm going to be a car salesman, right, and then they leave very happy that I was not, and so now I feel like that part's over. Now they're comfortable, but we have more work to do, and it's a lot easier to do in person.
Yeah.
After they're established, we built a plan, then we can do Zoom for a while. But I still want to catch up. Even if the in-person meeting's only half an hour, I want to see you, and since that's my requirement and not theirs, I will bend my hours.
Yeah.
So I'll go 7 p.m. on Friday. If that's what you want, I'll do the 9 a.m. on Saturday, because I'm the one that wants to meet in person. That's fine.
You're just waiting for that one person. Like, hey, you want to go on like a little 5K and just talk about that? Yes.
Yeah, I try to actually avoid runs and hiking because I don't know if I can handle like a 2-hour conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to be alone actually half an hour in.
Yeah.
I very rarely go hiking with people.
Yeah, you get stuck out in the boondocks with somebody, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, where's my money? For me, I've had bigger closes in person and bigger turnarounds from people like walking into my door going, I don't know why I'm here, to being like some of my biggest clients, but I've had more closes on Zoom. And it's just because it's so much easier to get people on Zoom, run things by them, show them everything. They're in their home, not wearing pants, looking at their computer. You know what I mean? It's their money. They care about this more than anything. They're looking at just like they're looking at their Wells Fargo statement, right? And so that kind of attention and that kind of, they can zoom in, they can do whatever they need to. That really, I think, helps me, and it's, being newer, just being able to be backed up by the work is huge. And so it's a faster process on Zoom, and I can, show them everything. It works easier, but those in-person, the vibe, the energy exchange, those are the biggest closes I've had. And it's like, you can't replace in-person. And my bigger clients have landed on Zoom. Those are the ones I'm going to go out and visit, and those are I think the in-person relationships form permanent bonds where you're not getting that agent change form in the mail 10 years down the road. You're not getting the wire transfer, you know what I mean? Because, hey, I came to, Nevada to visit you, you know what I mean? We shot guns, we had a good time, you know what I mean? You saw pictures of my kids, I saw pictures of your kids. I'm talking about, when I'm down the road 10 years.
It's like,
but
you
it's
have kids?
No, we don't.
One day.
He's talking about his boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere
right?
out around the LSU campus.
We don't know that, I don't know. But it's like, that is something I don't ever want to go away, and what I love about the business and why I'm in the business in the first place is I want to be able to have those in-person meetings. I love the relationship aspect of this game, that it's like, Zoom took away from that, but it also, I can do so many more meetings. I can, before you used to have to drive there to get the life insurance policy signed, the application, go to your underwriting, blah, 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 or even for, all that stuff, now it's DocuSign. I don't even know the pains you used to go through to get stuff signed.
Oh, you don't want to know. When they forget to sign a form, one of the forms, or the date, I have to go back, right? Because I usually would go to their homes because it's more comfortable. And it's like, oh yeah, I got to drive back. Like, that's fine. That's another half an hour
Yeah.
that I don't have.
You didn't need an hour
But
off of a
it was
meeting with
my
that.
mistake,
You could've
right? Because
tried.
I should have looked and double checked.
Mm-hmm.
I still get the wrong, food at the grocery store sometimes. I'm like, what do you expect, Katie? You
Yeah.
sent me.
I feel like that checking your all your signatures and all this, so it's the same feeling as getting change back from a cash register with someone else in line. You're like
Yeah.
trying to do it right, but also you're like, I don't want people waiting when I'm doing stuff, and it's one of those things where like, oh yeah, it looks good, and it's so easy to like take a breath. They can wait 30 seconds.
Yep.
Let's do it once, do it right.
Yeah,
Ask for the referral. That's when you ask for the referral.
Yeah.
Just slow down, ask for the referral, and look through it. So they're going to take some time. Who do you know? They could be interested in my services.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed a date here. No, I
Yeah.
don't know. Shoot, that's something I gotta try though. That sounds good. Sorry, anybody else have anything?
No, I mean, we're at about an hour now.
Oh my God, we got the
thing.
warning about 5 minutes ago, boys.
Yes,
We're ready
I think-
to go.
I mean, that's always good place as any to call it for the night.
Yeah.
Come out to the ribbon cutting. It's gonna be phenomenal. Angela, come. It's gonna be fun. 5 to 7. I'm gonna be there for sure.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Moose will be there. Bryn will be there.
I'll be
Come
in Rome, but I wouldn't
Wait,
be
what's the
there.
date on?
The 29th.
29th?
It's our leap
Yeah.
year. Come get our autographs in person.
All our fans.
Yeah, before those prices go up.
When we hit
and
100 viewers, that everybody.
we did
watched.
on one
Oh, we did?
podcast. We got 100.
Hey, there we go.
Huge shout out to Quick Media.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Nick. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. We fired Jamie. Sent him back to Joe Rogan. He's back in Austin. So thank you, Quick. Appreciate you. See you guys next month.
Yep.